Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and in this video let's talk about some of the tips and tricks you can try out on the Oppo F15. So Oppo F15 is the latest smartphone from Oppo in India, and this comes with the Android 9.0, and on top of that it has the Color OS, so that's the Color OS version 6. So in this video we'll highlight some of the tips and tricks you can do on this video. So in this video we'll highlight some of the tips and tricks and features of the OS and some of the functions which will help you in getting the better out of the device. So in the home screen, let's do a two-finger swipe and you get the settings. So let's open the settings here, and in the options, so you can see that home screen mode is included. So just select home screen mode. There are two modes available: standard mode, drawer mode. So in the standard mode you can see that there is no app drawer, instead it has multiple home screens and there is no app drawer. And in the drawer mode you get the app drawer, so you can select based on that which option you want. Then in the home screen layout you can see there is 4:6 and 5:6 option. So basically how many icons you want, you can select based on that, 4:6 or 5:6. Then you can also select a lock screen magazine. There is also option to set the theme, so you can go to the theme store, download additional themes. So there are lots of themes available, so you can go ahead and download additional ones as well. Then there is also option to set the wallpaper. Now coming to the settings, so here lots of options are there. First let's go to the display and brightness. So in display and brightness you get this important option of color temperature, so you can go with the default one, and if you want a warmer tone you can just slide to the warmer tone, and if you want a cooler tone you can go with that, or you can select the default tone. Then there is also night shield option. So night shield is basically an option to reduce the eye strain. So when you're using the device for reading during night, you can enable this night shield and get lesser strain in your eyes. Then there is also low brightness flicker free eye care. So when there is low brightness, flicker mode will be disabled. Flickering will be disabled on the display. So that's another option available in the display and brightness. So you can also customize the fonts here. Now next going to the fingerprint and face unlock. So you can set the fingerprint and face unlock here. Then let's go to the face unlock first, and then we'll show you some of the options. So in the fingerprint option you can see that there is screen brightness compensation under dim surroundings. So what it does is once this is enabled, in extreme dark conditions the screen brightness will be increased, which will enable you to use the face unlock. So that means in extreme dark conditions you will get additional light for face unlock. Then another option is closed eye will fail face recognition. So that's quite useful, because if you close your eyes, face unlock will not be detected. So that's another added security option included. Then next let's go to the smart services. So here we have smart driving and smart assistant option included. So smart driving basically allows your phone to be connected to Bluetooth. That means you will not be disturbed while driving, and driving mode will be turned on, so you will get only calls, no other notification is included. So similar is the riding mode. So when you are riding or cycling, you will get only incoming call notification, and rest all will be muted by default. So that's the option here in the driving and riding mode. Then there is also smart assistant included. Now going to the convenience tool, so you can see that press and hold the power button for 0.5 seconds to wake up Google Assistant. That you can enable. The navigational button, so couple of interesting options. One is swipe gestures from both sides. You can go with swiping gestures from either side of the device. So on both sides you can swipe and get to the navigational option. So that's one option. Then there is also option to switch to the virtual key. So that's what we have been using. So we have the option to switch between back and recent key here. Then virtual keys can also be hidden. Then another option is if you go to the more settings, you can see swipe up gestures included. So this is the regular swipe up gestures. You can use either side of the center option to go back or go to the home screen. Swipe up and hold is the recent button. So those things can be enabled, and we just enabled back the two button navigation. So that's the swipe up and the two button navigation option. So two button navigation you get only home and the back button. Now swipe gestures from both sides, again it's quite useful. That's a new one. You can swipe from either sides to navigate. Now going to the assistive board. So SSD ball, once this is enabled, you get a small ball shaped icon on the screen. So that's the ball, and you can use the gesture option operations. You can tap to go back, double tap for multitasking, touch and hold for home button. So these are the options available. You can double tap to have the multitasking. So similarly, tap to go back. So you can also set the transparency for the button. So that's the SSD ball, so you can enable it from here. Then smart sidebar is there. So smart sidebar gives you access to some of the useful options. So you can just swipe from here. So we'll just demo it from the home screen. So you can see this is the smart sidebar. So there you go. You can see there are quick shortcuts. You can also customize these shortcuts. So some of these shortcuts are there already pre-installed. So you can also customize these shortcuts. So that's the option in the convenient tools for smart sidebar. Then gestures and motions. So we have a screen of gestures. So you can just have the double tap to turn on the screen, draw O for camera, draw V for flashlight, music control. Then there is also screen of gestures included. So other options like these are other screen of gestures, so you can enable them, and based on whichever you want, you can use those functions here. Then there is also 3-finger screenshot, so you can just swipe using 3 fingers and take the screenshot. We'll just demo it. So there you go, that's a 3-finger screenshot. You can also have the long screenshot as well. So that's another useful option here. Now raise to turn on the screen, that's also included in the gestures and motion. Now next let's go to the security option. So here there are 3 major options. One is the kid space, app lock and private safe. So app lock, will just show you these options. So once you open app lock, so this basically you're setting a password, and once the password is set, only apps can be opened which is being protected using either the password or the fingerprint scanner or face unlock. So we'll just set a demo password here. So just clicking the password. So you can just set any password, and you can set a security question as well. Now you can see that these are the apps we are going to encrypt. So you can see that this is 4 apps we are selecting. You can select any app, and you can also use fingerprint and face unlock for unlocking this. So now we'll just go to the photos app. So select this, and you can see that it is encrypted. So since the face unlock is also already enabled, that's why it actually showed up. So now we can we'll just demo it once more. So you can see that photos is encrypted, and as soon as I use the fingerprint, it gets unlocked. So this is the app encryption option available. Then you also get the kid space. So we'll just come back to that. Kid space is basically this is you're setting an area for kids. So once kid space is set, only those apps which you have selected can be used in the kid space, and you can even restrict kids for their activity, including you can turn off cellular data, you can select the duration, you can also select the apps from the list which are available. So once this enabled mode is enabled, only with the password you can exit this mode, so kids will not be able to use any other mode. So that's quite handy mode available in the Oppo F15. So kid space is basically if you're giving to kids. Now private safe, again it's kind of an area where you protect your personal files and folders. So you can see that this is an area where you can store all your personal files like photos, videos, etc. encrypted, and once you enter your password or face unlock, then only you can enter this private safe. So that's another useful feature available here. So basically it's like protecting your files with password protection. So that's the private safe option available in this device. Next, going to the additional settings. So here we have OTG connection. So in case you want to connect OTG, you need to enable it here. So that's another useful option. Then there is an app cloner option. So app cloner is basically you're cloning the app. So right now only Facebook is available, only selected apps can be cloned. So that means whenever you want a multiple instance of the same app, you can just clone it, and 2 instances of Facebook will be available. Similarly you can do for WhatsApp, and these are 2 separate instances, so 2 accounts can be used with the app cloning. So that's quite useful. So apps cloning can be done from here. Then there is an option called game space. So game space is basically an option for gamers. So you can see some options like game assistant and some options to get the better out of gaming. So if you are using device for gaming, this is quite useful. Then there is split screen option. So you can just use 3 fingers to swipe up with the split screen option. So this option is quite handy. You can go up and use the split screen and do multitasking with the device. Then if you go to the notification toggles, you can see that option to edit the notification toggle. So you can just drag and rearrange these toggles. So if you click here, you can just drag and rearrange these toggles. So that's another useful option. So this quite handy option available. So that's the option to organize the quick toggles. So these are some of the tips and tricks you can try out on the Oppo F15 with the Color OS, and this will get the better out of your device when you use the device. So that's it for this video. This is Nirmala signing off with the tips and tricks and features of the Oppo F15. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.